This is Looks like a Mape is just basically like a Suko that can detonate in terms of like power level, but also a really good cell feel. So it actually has staying on land. Yeah, these are good. Test test. Come on YouTube. Test test. I have no idea if you can change the bitrate midstream. Yeah, we fix that. Okay. There we go. That should fix it. Be an issue now. This is the attack you should have on. Because everything else just seems to suck. Taking these things. Yes. I could kill it faster in 5 hits. It's not. Or no. I got food. I'm looking at the stats for this thing because I finally have the stat website. This claw attack does a 0.25 bleed. It's very spammable. Detonate just obviously works like the other detonates, just turns bleed into raw damage. And then it has a sharpen that will double your bleed, so it'll make it a 0.5 bleed. Which is interesting. Not really needed though. No, I'm not really a big, like, I don't really understand why you would run detonate, personally. Because keeping someone bleeding seems to be what this thing's supposed to do. You just take the bleed, heal 50%. That is disgusting. There's, like, no reason to, use detonate, so I'm thinking about swapping it. To just, get the stronger bleed stack. And I just pump regular claws into it. Bleed is very strong. There is no reason to detonate because you want to keep something bleeding because it removes their ability to passively heal all in a fight, which is the most important thing. The charged attack just does more damage based on how long it's charged. Speed, blood, root. Okay, yeah, we just go to passage if I want to do that. I'm sub-adult now, so point things. Past the stag, get all the way over here. Yeah, I was thinking about trying out Sharpened Claws, then I was looking at like what it does, and I don't have a lot of marks, so... Skydiver looks really broken. I'm probably gonna take that, because this thing has horrible fall damage. So I'm gonna take that, because it's the most useful thing for a solo. Take the decreased bleed heal for whoever I call. This attack is not telling you what it actually does. What this does is it does 90 damage when fully charged, and does a 1.0 bleed. Just doesn't matter if you charge it or not. Looking at the actual stats of it, type in charge, and I search claw charge damage value 40, 50, 60, 70, 90. Claw charge bleed 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so how stats work in this game? They have a number cap, and Venom is 3, for example, and Toxin is 3, for example, and Bleed is 2. So when something tells you it does 1.0 bleed, what that means is it stacks half of the total amount of bleed you can put on a target immediately. So I hit them with a single charge claw, and I just bite them 4 times, and they're fully bled out. They cannot bleed, quote unquote, any. The bar cannot be any more light red for them. Basically, this thing does a metric ton of bleed. And it has a spammable 60 damage claw attack, and you can also still put charge attacks into them for 90 damage. There's like no reason to do detonate, because you're just giving up your spammable 60 damage attack. Whereas you can also just use the charge claw. Plus, the charge claw takes a metric ton of stamina, so it's just extremely inefficient on stamina. Yeah, it's extremely inefficient on stamina. I take for the skydiver, and then take that during the day. This is basically the full build. I don't think I'm gonna change it. Oh yeah, does this have a different attack? No, Vampiric Bite is just the attack. So this thing has a juke. This thing has a juke, or it has different tail attacks, and I'm not sure what I like more. Because I look at tail here. Tail damage 20, 20, 30, 30, 30, 30. So you basically just max out at 30 damage really early. It doesn't do any bleed. Only has a 3-second cooldown. Dude, then it just becomes juke is just better. Oh, I don't know. And Vampire Bite, I just never am going to use it until I'm actually hurt. The heal seems pretty good based on the stats it's telling me. So, uh, I don't really. It does have a stamina cost to use Vampire Bite. Doesn't seem to take the stamina cost. So, I don't know. It's very possible that a lot of these mods are just not actually are bugged and or changed and are not displaying the changes that the are actually on the website Nexus link for. Well, how you would read that is it so there's if I type in bite and then I look at bite vampire damage values 25, 25, 35, 45, 50. Those are values changed based on how big you are. Randomly, you don't randomly do between X number. That's how big you are. So at full grown, you'll do 50 damage. At full grown, it has a 6-second cooldown. At full grown, it has a 5 stamina cost. But it also has 5 stamina cost throughout the entire time. But you can see I'm fighting stamina cost. Fighting no stamina cost. No stamina cost for this. This has a stamina cost. If I type in charge, and I go to charge claw damage, 7. Charge claw bleed, 1.0. Charge claw cooldown, 5. Charge claw stamina cost, 5. But if I actually, charge it up, attack, that value is correct. Might get rid of Skydiver and just not do any ledge combat. I kind of want to try out the 2x acceleration, not gonna lie, when I get hit. Look how... I'll show you. Look how slow this thing is to start running. Its actual sprint speed is not bad. But that might honestly mess me up, because this thing has... When you go to turn, it actually has pretty good turning if you just turn, and you don't use precise movement. But if you use precise movement, it does turn good. I mean, I was talking to the Discord and I was saying how, I mean, this bite literally doesn't do what it says on Nexus Link. No, and they're saying, no, we just install the mods. We don't mess with them at all. We just put them on our server and that's all we do. We don't do any of the coding, we don't make any of the mods. We just install the mods. That's all. I said, so if there's a problem with the mod, you will not or cannot. You will not. Will not mess with the mods. You know, I mean, it's free stamina reduction for me, so I don't care. Get off the ledge. What? This is the best spot to drink from if you're afraid of Sarcos, by the way. And you must drink from down here, which I wouldn't drink from down here. I'd go up. There's a halfway point where you don't have to make... there will not be a Sarco up there. Where's my voice speaker? thing could benefit from race legs. So anyway, basically what I'm saying is take it with a grain of salt what these mods actually do and if their damage values are even correct at all. Because Nexus Link isn't displaying what they actually do, and that's just once you see one example, that's all you need to know that very likely that there's way more than one example. Something doing up or down like 5 to 10 damage in this game matters a lot when you factor in the math of combat weight. For example, if we look up weight for this thing, the core combat weight values 500, 1,100, 1,850, 2,750, 3,500. I believe 3,700 is the cutoff for being able to clamp something as a Tylo. So I'm still clampable by a Tylo at any given point. I get 600 health when I'm finally full adult. Another example, which is fucking awful, by the way, because, by the way, a Capro gets 550. That's disgusting. That thing needs a nerf. What's a tier 2? Pretty sure. Why does a tier 2 get 50 less, only 50 less HP than a tier 3? Pretty sure this thing's a tier 3. The turret. Curtis. Claw attack comes out fast. Probably gonna swap off Skydiver. And, I mean, change the nighttime thing to the stalking, walk, stamina regen, because this thing has horrible stamina regen. And this is with the... I took the boosted 10% stamina regen in general. It just has terrible stamina regen. It just sucks. Which is why I was also thinking about getting rid of Skydiver. Look at the skills again, but yeah. But there's one that gives stamina regen for walking and trotting. And when you go to turn around, you should be walking or trotting anyways, so... Get rid of the Skydiver. Get up the rock. Oh, deliver bones. Yes, sir. You know, I usually get some action out here while I'm growing, but I haven't seen a single player besides flyers, so I guess flyers are the meta slop everyone goes for. I bang modded servers. It's boring. Looks like basically, it's called like a Quetzal, it's basically just a better hats. Great, everybody wants to play against the better hats, dude. It's our favorite thing. We love flyers. That's why we nerfed hats, so we can play against the better hats, yes. So good. Thank you. Anyway, this is a good chance to see the trot speed. Regen. That's respectable. That's also with the 10% passive stamina regen. I probably have to drop it off to actually see. Pretty sure that sound I just heard, by the way, that's a Utah. I guess they don't want a group. Oh well. We'll get some water, and I think we'll go build a nest. Sweet. I have. Create a channel here. Well, let's make our way around the whole bottom of the map. This is one of those places you disable shadows and I'll show you why. Now you can actually see under the tree. If you really want to see, now you can really see under the trees. Shit, I was auto-traveling while reading Discord. Bad. I took off Skydiver, too. 50% of that would have been a lot less damage. Jeez, OPs. Fourth ball, too. For many high, I was instantly dead. That's Mape. Heard him call. Why is he not able to join? Are my settings set up wrong? I just can't freaking add people now? He understands. I'm inviting him. All my settings are on. They just are not accepting. I don't know. Maybe they're a kid or something. I really like how Mape sounds. That's why I grew it. Because I don't know, I just like them. They just sound funny. I like their little giggle. I don't think it's very strong. I'm gonna be real. If I had to choose a tier 3, I would rather just go play a DAS. You know, I don't really care about bleeders. I don't think a tier 3 bleeder is all that great. I think tier 2s are better for getting bleed on things because that's their, like, win condition if fights go on too long, is bleed. Whereas a tier 3, you just do enough damage or you just kill things. My claw is 60 damage. If you factor in combat weight of me being 3,500, it hurts. So anything that's smaller than me, I'll just fuck up. I mean, let's look at, like, the Capra on this server. And then we look at the health of the Capra. 5,500. The combat weight is 2,400. I have 1,300 combat weight advantage on that thing. That is a disgusting amount of combat weight advantage over something that has way too much HP. So the math in it is pretty weird, but basically I can like 5-hit the thing, 5 to 6 hits if they're all face shots, kind of a thing. There is like factoring in if he takes an armor passive, blah blah blah. So. If I was in a group, I would probably use detonate. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at my other push. Easy, but... This is if it's night. Yeah, we know about swapping that. This backlimb is what I'm interested in. Damn, stamina drain. Acceleration after being hit. I'm kind of interested in gridded talent. Like my brain is like, that sounds pretty good. Like giving up stamina regen for trotting is really rough. I don't think I'll be doing that. This thing's stamina regen is terrible. How skins I got. I like this one. This one. I like both. This one's good too. Probably safe for the 10,000. I don't really like skins that are just mostly blacks or grays. So I'll probably go for the one on the bottom right one. I also just like the base skin. Like, this looks good. I'm happy with this. I mean, let's be real. Most of the skins in this game are just shades of brown, green, and green. So, brown, green, gray, and black. No, we're not breaking the mold here. Hopefully I can find something to fight soon. It'd be nice to try this thing out with my current build, but I guess I could have fought the Utahs, but I don't know. I feel like with this current build, this is way better for fighting packs, as putting a 1.0 bleed on someone is a massive timer they cannot ignore. Just thinking about it, but I'm gonna put this on. Taking increased damage from smaller things. Ass. With this combat weight, I don't think most things are gonna be bigger than me that I would fight anyway. I'll run away from stuff that is. Bleed it and run away from it. I'm probably gonna find like a big fight. I'm not really gonna get the option of you know what I am gonna do though? Since I am solo, the stamina regen's not gonna be as useful. Uh but you know what will be is 3% more attack. You could break thresholds on killing something in one more hit when you have a combat weight advantage. Even just like a few hundred combat weight can be the difference between living an extra hit or not. Just so you understand like the mathematics behind it. It is like a few extra, less damage you would take. I mean, just to put it in perspective, if this thing is uh this thing's 3,700 combat weight, right? $35 combat weight. This is the exact same combat weight as a DASP. A DASP is very tanky. Yeah. DASP is very, very tanky. DASP is a really nice all-rounder. It doesn't feel weak, it doesn't feel super strong, it just feels good to play. Like, it has a lot of tools that it can use. Take a shortcut through Cedrus to get into East Passage to begin the nest. Maybe we find someone to fight, but I need a Russian break. Main reason why I'm going to this home cave. I really need to use Russian spark there, but it's home cave for a few minutes. I'll be right back. Russian breaky. Breaky. Down in the room. My mic does cut out, but that's mostly due to the fact that, well, that's just how it's designed. It's designed to, with voice meter, it's designed to do that, so. A lot of noise because this room has an AC in it. Water, actually, and then we'll... I can't attack anything, because, yeah. Yeah. So I was thinking about it. I bet that Mape that was with us a few nights back was happy because it would just use detonate after I bite it a few times like Dilo. Pretty great. Back to the nighttime skill. Okay, stamina regen for crouching. Anyway, what I was gonna say is, I definitely think detonate is a good ability, but I also think being able to do an attack every 1.5 seconds is going to be the most useful thing. It also puts both abilities on cooldown when you use one or the other. By the way, look. Yeah, it doesn't. Watch this. Yeah, it doesn't. Now, when I put the detonate ability on, it puts both on cooldown. I don't know why. So if I were to use that big claw, it would put the detonate on cooldown for 5 seconds instead of letting me use the detonate after. Which is awful. Makes no sense. Rock over there. Make sure that one's an alpha. just really need more population, dude. We really need like 200 to 300 player servers because this is. I can't believe I found this guy. How did three hit him. Those things must be tier twos. I thought they were threes. Look those up. I think they're called Kelly Kel Enkin. Enkin? Oh my god, they're statted for tier ones. Yeah, no, I literally like to hit that guy. What am I hearing? What is that? Those are modded dinos. Poor Kalekin, dude. Apache Rhinoceros. Sweet. I think they only give 125. Yeah, I'm bored of this thing. I had someone ask if they could grow a mape with me. Mine's already grown now, and I'm just bored of it. Not having long distance runner just feels like ass, and leaders are. Did I ever improve the look of this skin? A lot of skins on this server. Guy wants to grow a mate. I'm gonna help him. Need to go to my nest though. So I'm doing food over here first. Wait for the food to be eatable. Push both these the same way. Whatever. I'm gonna eat the 10% stamina recovery. Bruh. No, I got a catfish in my mouth. We'll just go. Hearing. Butts or something? It's whatever these things are. I think that was like a Gigantosaurus. Here you go. Oh, they're dead now. We got food for the nest. Win for me. Because these guys were small. I don't know what that other dinosaur was. I don't think it was a Tyrannotitan. I think it was what they call the Torva in this server, because a Tyrannotitan looks... Right. He was too small to be a Tyrannotitan, but he had whatever... He had Blood Soaked, which is a Tyrannotitan ability. So, a thing called the Torva. People destroyed my nest. Why wouldn't they, right? What do you need? It's broken forever to fix. Rock and mud. Ah, yes. I don't think rocks are too far. I think they're actually near the nest. I just can't remember where. Look at an interactive map. Save my time. Let's see where mud is. Okay. 20 meters away. Man. Usually this place is pretty packed with Apex players, so I wasn't surprised to see literally like I don't know, probably like 20 to 15 slots of players the moment I got to my nest. But I am surprised to see my nest completely destroyed. Even community servers are full of losers, bro. It's just I don't know. You get nothing. You're just an ass. It doesn't do anything for the player to kill them. And it only alerts the player that's losing the nest when the nest has 20% health. Which for me is like, I don't know, like 15 minutes of doing this to get my nest back. Which is very fun. I'm absolutely riveted, ecstatic to walk rocks back and forth. Thank you. Sir. I appreciate it. You're a gem, really. You need to be a gem. Go away. This is gonna take 20 years. And then PT moves on, or whatever it is. Well, back row. Do that. I don't know. I'm not really good with the dinosaurs. I'll be real, buddy. I just, I just play video game and Dino does what I like. So, it's fine now. PT does, it does things. I mean, I don't know. For playing a bunch of GT, I have to say that it's pretty dog shit, not gonna lie. Like, yeah, not gonna lie. I think it should be rated for a tier 4 and moved down, and then given more utility, because it just kind of sucks to play, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of just get killed by tier 4s because your damage is dog, and other tier 5s kind of just base tank you to death. Like, like, what are you gonna do? Trade bites? Alright, go trade bites with the T-Rex. Yeah, that works out for you. Ooh, I'm gonna feast and turn and spend all of my stamina to juke afterwards and then run away. Okay, so the Rex just sits there unless you feast a couple times, and then you have no stamina because you've spent all that stamina running at it, feasting, running away. Very good. And then the Rex just runs you down and kills you, which is what it should do. Or it bone breaks you the first time that you ever walk up to it. And then you just die. Uh, the Giga Corpse is still over there. Probably not. Maybe he's spawned by now. The guy who blew up my nest is around. I'm gonna top off my food with this little guy. But still, damn. You tell when you're on an EU server because you literally just can't bite shit that's directly in front of your face. Pussy, I'm hungry. Thank you for the meal. Nice day. Bro got bored and didn't even want to be a mate. Oh, great food. How nice. Yeah. These things take forever to kill, so just gonna take out. What is this? Oh, I'll leave it alone. Yo, I don't care if you got a mic, I just don't want to type the entire time, especially if you're new and need things to be explained to you. Makes it way easier on me to just play the game and talk. So to use a waystone, you have to fully lay down by pressing your rest key and holding it until you lay down. Probably don't want to do that where people can see you, because when you're resting, you take ×4 damage. So just sit on the ground. It'll ask you if you want a waystone teleport, and then teleport. And then when you do waystone teleport, you're going to have to swim to the surface. Get to land, because you're not a semi-aquatic. When you run out of stamina in the water, you begin drowning. When you run out of oxygen in the water, you begin taking damage residually until you die. And the damage is fast, and you will die quick. So just get to land. And you'll have plenty of stamina to get to land as a baby. Don't worry about it. Just take the waystone, and then swim to land. Send another one, in case you messed up the first two. Sit on the ground, and then click yes when it asks you if you want to take the teleport. I'm gonna remake the party so that we get a come to me thing. See if we can get the quest to show up. Yep, there you go. So now when you show up here through the waystone, you'll get free grow. Now just run north. Shift and run north. Are you on PC? You are. Yeah, hold shift and run north. Okay, up on your map. I have my hotkeys changed. I don't know all the defaults. Probably look at your hotkeys. I have my auto pathing set to my middle mouse button. I have my collect button set to one of my mouse 4 and 5, and I have my precise walk set to one of my 4 or 5 mouse keys. Precise walk is this. This is precise walking. You walk back and forth and crouch and turn around a little bit faster. Mostly useful as an apex. Useful as things below an apex. You're fat and slow. Run along the land and do quests. You gotta get 25 bones and 45 insects. These are bones. Bone. Whatever your collect button is, you just hold it until you get all the items. That's why I have it on my mouse, because then I just hold the mouse button to do it. Makes it way easier, but less arthritic-inducing. Mape, I took the claw attack, which is a 1.5 second attack, and I took charge claw, which is a charged up 2 seconds to deal more damage and apply a 1.0 bleed. Basically, 2 charge claws maxes out someone's bleed, and 8 regular claws maxes out someone's bleed. So if you do 1 charge and 4 regulars, you'll have someone at full bleed. Water here. Use some insects. I'll just assume you don't know much about the game since you said you're new. You don't even know what a waystone is, and I'll just explain things in general. These are amaritas, these red mushrooms on the ground. Weeds are these things by the water. Try to make it a habit of not swimming through the water if you're not a semi-aquatic. Going along the land, it's faster. Also uses a lot less stamina. These are button mushrooms. These are branches. Insects look like mounds of brown dirt. Some of them are taller than others. The short, stubby ones are ant hills, and those give 10 insects when you collect from them. And the large ones are termite hills, and those give 5. And usually those are in the desert or caves. We're looking for ant hills, which is one right here. It's an ant hill. This will be your insects you need. If you're on Wi-Fi, this game is pretty unplayable. So if you're playing on Wi-Fi, I highly suggest getting rid of it. Internet connection plugged in. This is more ants. The reason I say that is because you just started floating while picking up, and usually that's someone who's desynced and lagging. You gotta get 45 ants, so get those other mounds over there. Mounds right here. We'll probably make you do most of the quests, so you get most of the grow and most of the marks. I'll just show you where the objects are. Another 10 insects over here. To your west, there's more insects. Check with your wires. Good. No Wi-Fi. Don't game on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi's bad. Game's really simple. Once you learn what things look like, you kind of just run around until you see the thing. Then you just kind of figure out where they usually are. Not really difficult. Do some bones, usually near dens, so we just gotta find where a den is. Bones near it. Dens are things you can hit to get experience and growth from. Kill them fast enough, monsters spawn out. Then you have a timer to kill the monsters and the den instead of just the den. So the idea is group up with someone and just kill dens together, because you can kill them before the monsters come out. Like there's one right in front of us right here. Let's do this one and I'll show you what I mean. Slot in your claw attack so you can attack faster, because your regular bite is terrible. Lay down fully to pick skills in this server. Like I use the Waystone, full rest, and then open up your character menu. And then select claw attack from your claw attack slot. You should be able to pick one even as a baby. Pick the one that's just regular claw attack. Has a 1.5 second cooldown. It's your fastest attacking ability. Worry about the other ones later. You got it slotted in. There you go. Alright, now we just accept the quest and we start beating its ass. Yeah, regrow. And you see how there's bones right here? Pick those up. So, the numbers that appear in your top right are marks, which look like a footprint on a piece of gold, and max HP. So every time you complete a quest, you actually gain maximum health value. I don't know what's coming at us, but it's something big. Yeah, I don't see it yet because I'm in trees. I wouldn't fight anything. I think he realized he's not gonna kill me. I got a personal, I'm gonna do it real quick. My nest is further up the river to the west. I have to rebuild the whole thing because an asshole killed it, so I gotta grab a lot of rocks and it takes me forever. Go to the west here. What's your next personal? Back here. Head to the shoreline. Walk along the shore with me. Go across the water here. Just ignore these two. Swim with me. Just gonna ignore whatever they're doing. They don't need help killing a lameo. What is your Amanita mushrooms? Alright, so you have red. You're looking for red mushrooms on the ground. Are you on console or PC? I'll give you a tip as a new player. Turn off effects immediately. And turn off, go into our settings here. Hold on to graphics, turn off effects all the way down to low, and turn off foliage all the way down to low, and then far landscape all the way down to low. You don't need any of that. Just a waste of FPS and processing power. And if you want to be able to help, as a new player, to help you see objects on the ground a little bit easier, you can turn them back up later, but turn shadows and post-processing down to low as well. It lights up the ground a lot easier, and it makes it easier to see the objects. Once you understand what they look like, and you can kind of just find them anyway. You can turn your shadows and whatever back up to make the game look nice again if you want, but you don't need foliage. It's just a waste of processing power. There's already enough foliage on the ground. It just adds more. So, amanitas are usually going to be along the water here. I know exactly where some are, but we have to go further up the river. Closer to my nest. Probably gonna enlist you in helping rebuild my nest, because otherwise it's just gonna take too long. And the sooner we get the nest, the sooner you get a 10% grow buff for just being near me. Follow this river up a little bit more. The amanitas should be right in front of us with button mushrooms next to them, I think. You don't have to swim with me, just follow the shoreline. Right here. These are amanitas. Could be enough for whatever quest you got. What a nest looks like. You were talking about these. It's right here. This is what you were talking about before. This is a NPC nest. This is my player nest. A player nest, NPC nest. NPC player. Big difference. And when that nest is big, it'll be way bigger than that. When it's actually filled up with the Prosper resources, it'll be way bigger than that. Can't use it yet because people broke it to the point where it can't even be used by a baby, so. Something's going on over here. that? Oh, there's a frog that's bugged under the ground. Eat it. I'm hungry. There's another den to do that's really close to here. It has really dangerous mobs in it, though, that are wanabis, which are giant snakes that do a shit ton of toxin and venom. And toxin makes it so you die sooner. It lowers your maximum HP. Executes you below a certain threshold. When it's fully stacked, you can die at 20% health instantly. Very dangerous debuff. Not many things in the game do it. I killed one Titan boa. Yeah, you get a lot of stuff for doing your quests. That's a modded server thing. Normally, you'd only get like 50 to 300, depending on what it is. This is the den. Start it and start hitting it. Whenever you're ready. So to fight critters, don't face tank them, run through them and hit them with whatever ability you got. And make sure you're doing a full sprint when you do that. Or if you have a tail attack, you slightly kite it in front of you and hit it with your tail. But never stand and fight them. Fast enough, you should be able to run through them and them not hit you back. When you're slow enough, you'll have to use a tail attack. Oh, he ran into my claw. God. Killed you on accident. I'll get you back. Back to the waystone. Use the nest. On the bright side, you don't lose glow before you hit adolescence, so whatever. Get you back in the group real quick. My claw has a really long hitbox duration, so it might look like I was done swinging, but the hitbox lasts a long time. It happens. Back to the waystone, though. Or did you spawn close? Let me promote you, actually. That way I can find out where you're at. Oh, you're in Redwoods. You know what? There's a waystone there. Why don't you run up to the waystone? You have a quest for a waystone anyway. You see on your map that big green thing? Just run towards it. It's like in the center of the water. Run towards that and use it. It'll be good practice for you to understand how waystones are used anyway. Don't need to use my nest. It'll take too long to fix it anyway. I'll do it later. We can just run around the map and quest you like that. Be more fun anyway to explore the map, especially as a new player, than it is to just sit there and do quests. So the waystone that you're looking for is southeast of you. You press M on your keyboard. That should be the default key for map in this game. I don't want to go towards that. Just make sure you don't run off a wall and die, 'cause I think you're by one of the canyons that you'll have to run down to get to it. I'll just wait here for a minute. Ran down a cliff, didn't you? I just saw your health go down. You didn't listen. Alright. If you're new to the game, that thing gets something called Skydiver. You can't get it now. You have to wait until you're a bit bigger. But what Skydiver does, it reduces fall damage. And while it's not the most useful ability, it is certainly a useful ability as a new player, because you're going to be running off things you don't know that will cause fall damage, and certain dinos just take a metric fuck ton of fall damage to the point where, like, falling for, like, half a second will do 70% of your health, which is just insane to think about, but it's just a balancing to make it so that if you don't have Skydiver, you just take a shit ton of damage, whereas that thing has it, so you reduce the fall damage by 50%. So instead of taking 70% of your health, you'd only take like 30% of your health in damage, as an example. 35%. You can get it later. So you walk up to the stone, you press your activate button, and then it'll... if you want to get rid of quest dialogue bullshit, just spam spacebar. Or read it, since you're new. It will highlight things and explain things to you. How that works is you send me an invite, and then, just like you did, you have to rest. I have to rest for 30 seconds. Then I get to Waystone teleport. And just watch around the Waystone and see if other players are there and let me know if they are. Because when you come out of the Waystone, you're resting. Avoid it. It's probably like a trope or a thou. Or ramp. Alright. There's a bunch of landmarks to get in this area and a few lookouts. Yeah. No. Oh, so it took over your red quest? You don't have another one? Ignore that. We don't care about that. Back. Always try to keep your food and your water meter high because it affects your HP regen and stamina regen. Let them get low. I'd say like optimal is like above 80%. Try to stick to land. Try not to swim too much. Save yourself a lot more time if you do that. Run along a log. In this area, in these little tunnels we're about to look at, straight ahead of me, this is a landmark. Landmarks are like small POIs. So a POI would be like redwoods, like you're in redwoods. This is a POI. And a landmark would be an area you can discover inside of said POI. It gives you a minute of grow and some marks. Which is a lot. That's why a lot of people will just run around and they'll go to the random landmarks on the map. Like, I've already gotten this, but I know it's here, so. There's another one straight ahead. We'll have to swim to get to. When you want to get stamina back and your stamina is pretty low or pretty ass, you can sit on the ground, but I would never fully rest. In fact, spamming rest to sit down and then stand back up immediately is usually the optimal play, because if someone does come to attack you, at least maybe you only take one increased damage hit instead of 4 or 5 or 6 and then instantly die. But when you're small, I guess it doesn't matter if you die. Until you're above adolescent, you won't lose any grow. Right here should be another landmark. Let me swim across, and there's a lookout point. These you have to stand at and wait for the full animation to finish before you actually get the growth and reward from it. Looks like a stick with a crow on top of it. Yeah, so if you die now, you'll lose a bit of growth. And you don't go below adolescent, but you do go down to the beginning of adolescent. On this server, when you die, you lose 7 bars of growth, which is a lot. A lot of questing. Do discourage revenge kill. Just swim across. Go to the stick. I'm gonna look for food because I'm getting hungry. I'm an apex, so I need to eat constantly. That lookout's done, let me know. We'll move on to the next landmark. Well, don't get grabbed by that. Oh. Just run away. I gotta avoid these lily pads. They're gonna get me killed. Alright, one of the Tylos is very low. We'll have to let it go. Bummer, can't get food from the water now. Well, there's 2 Tylos there. I don't think I can win that. Well, we can't go to the landmarks now because that Tylo's just gonna eat you. We get a little bit of health back right here. Heal up for just a second. I get rid of my light scarring so people don't know that I'm low, and then we can move again. I'll just heal while I'm walking around. This way. Gonna head south because there's more landmarks this way. What is your red quest? Oh, was it still just Waystone? Could actually have one now because the Waystone got restored. We should be entering Wind Tunnel. This should be another POI for you. So we can turn around. Actually, I think we can run straight here. Get a little bit of stand back. Really don't want to spam calls because that lets people know where you are and they'll come and kill you. Because they assume you want to fight. Ops? Alright. See if I can navigate us in the correct direction to get to the next stirring den for you. So we can get the growth of being in hollow. So getting the bonus of killing a stirring den. Need to remember the correct path. Yeah, I think it's this way. I'm gonna be on land a lot. I'm gonna change my build around a little bit to give me stamina recovery. And fight on land a little bit easier. Regular claw. Wrenched fist. These are cone flowers. These yellow ones beneath me. You get a quest for those, you know what they look like now. You already know what a stirring den is. That's what we're going towards. Take a minute to get there because it's up. A bit more north. Past this broken down spot. And that'll also get me some food and water. We're gonna let monsters spawn out of it. Because I'm hungry. Wait for 2 monsters to come out. I go around this wall and go up. That's an NPC nest, yeah. You'll get a quest for those from a blue lizard that requires you to get 6 eggs out of those, so you kill 6 nests. Pretty easy quest because it puts a red circle on the map where the nest would be in the POI you're in. Over here will be the stirring den. Let's spawn the monsters out of this one though. Don't get hit by my claw. Gonna wait for 2 to spawn. Don't get hit by my claw. Let me tank him. I'll be alright. Alright, now you can kill the nest for me. 3 is all we get out of it, I think. Maybe 4, I don't remember. Gotta kill it quick, though, because we only have 10 seconds. Kill the nest. Kill the thing. Face tank it. Gonna despawn. Too late. Whatever. You got food. That's all that matters. You can face tank those. They don't do much damage. Those are the one of the few that you could eat and face tank. Just your claw attack over and over. Just work because they do percentage damage of your health. It doesn't matter how big you are. They just do a percentage of your health every hit. Need to deliver one bone. Yeah, it'll show like a red spot on your map. Or a red spot for you to run to put the bone in. So you'll know. Let's get some water and then we'll go do that. Quest will reset soon to this area, so we can quest a little bit in this area. Not a big fan of questing in Hollow Hills, but not too bad. Alright, time to move. There is one or two landmarks in this area, and a lookout for you to get. Rare to get grabbed by a Sarco. You have to be a tier 2 and below to get grabbed by a Sarco. You don't understand what tiers are? When you go to look at your party list, you click social, click party, you see the slots there. I'm 5 slot, I'm not getting grabbed by a Sarco. You're a 3 slot, you're not getting grabbed by a Sarco. Is it rare? No, they kind of target babies because that's all they're good at killing. They can't kill things their own tier size because they're playable as dog shit. Devs kept nerfing it, never gave it good things to fight its own tier, so doesn't really kill tier 2s and I mean tier 3 and above. It kills tier 2 and 1 by death rolling it over and over. And it has a ability that you can make it so the death roll does more damage, meaning you'll just full die as a tier 2. If you get grabbed one time, you just full die. The Sarco doesn't have like below 80% stamina. Nothing you can do about it. How weight works is as you grow, you gain combat weight. The more combat weight, the less damage you take from things that are smaller than you. And do similar damage to things that are similar weight to you. And less damage to things that are more weight than you. So bigger, better. But bigger also means slower. Pretty simple. Want to grab tier 3 and below, generally you want to play a Tylo. Tylos can grab tier 3 and below. They get a thing called wide gape. Allows them to grab tier 3 and below. And bring them underwater and crush them. Crash. which gives bone break. When you max out bone break, you get something called fracture. Fracture reduces your movement speed by a massive amount and prevents any mobility abilities and abilities that do damage and cause mobility as well. So like Riptide Bite for me wouldn't work if I was bone broke. Or fractured, sorry. Bone break is just the status effect that builds up. Which does slow you down, but doesn't prevent a bunch of movement. That den wasn't up. Oh, and a fact, when you're carrying something in your mouth and you go to speak, type, make any vocal sounds, bite, it will drop it. That bone you had for the quest, it's gone because you talked earlier. Made sounds again. Water right here. Water before we move on. Granite is this red stuff on my left. But I don't want to do the quests in this area because they take forever to do. The group quests, I mean. The butterflies we might be able to get done, but probably not. Butterflies are on the main dirt paths, with the little brown lines on your map. Granite is in the caves that we were just in. Like white spots on the map. And I have anthills. Red is. I think you said bone. Just pick up a bone, he didn't tell you where to go. Healing bark is stuff like this in front of me, which is this tree. Makes a crackling sound when you're near it. Brown path is where butterflies will be. You'll see rocks with blue butterflies on them. Like 3 to a pack. Which basically means you need to collect all the butterflies in the whole area. There's only 3 in a spot, and there's not that many spots. These are butterflies right here. So you know in the future, if you ever walk through this area again. Oh, almost forgot. We gotta do the lookout. Gotta go back. So, go around that cliff. Turn around, go around that cliff, and go up, and the lookout point will be right up there. I don't want to run all the way over there. Other way, my guy. Turn around. That cliff. Run along it to your left. Then turn right in the cliff, and it should be up there. Lookout should be up on top of that cliff. Now you're going the right way. There you go. I can see you finally doing it right on the map. Alright. Lookout should be right up there. Then you just catch up when you're done. Following the dirt path so you know where I'm going. a little bit of stamina. When you want to catch up, just head east. You figured out the lookout. Carcass is going to be just along the road as well. It makes crackling sounds when you're near it. It's on down trees and it looks very brown, like it's coming off the tree. Very obvious. Come towards me whenever you finish your lookout, though. This area. Okay. Use the gain on the mic then. 8 back door should be. That should fix it. 5.4 or so. Silly source, I'll never catch that. I thought. Alright. Need food. Is this thing on? Oh, it's not. Oh, it is. Right. You do not want to phase tank these. Albinos spawned. If you run at them and kill them, you get a bunch of marks, a bunch of grow. So that's free food for me, so please kill it. You do not want to take a tail shot from a head shot from my tail. It will hurt you very badly. Remember that when I'm kiting something. And I eat a bunch so I can get all my food back because I'm very close to threshold. Quest for it. Bit more food. Assume you're full. Alright, what is your red quest in this area? Should have reset by now. It's been around 5 minutes. Respectable amount of food. Alright, so up here should be our next landmark. We gotta go all the way up this cliff. Be a landmark and a water source and a lookout. I want to grow. How big are you now? Little? You look like you're around a son. At least far into adolescent. Yellow. Maybe a local on accident? Right here is your lookout. There's also a marking tree, which is a good thing to teach you. When you go up to a marking tree, you can activate, and you can scratch on it. Gives you a little bit of marks. Doesn't seem like you get a lot, but on the main server, 15 is a fair amount for basically doing something that only requires being adolescent to do. If you've been typing, I have not seen any of it in a while. I gotta fix this. Ugh, it keeps picking up the fucking keyboard. Shouldn't do that. These, you have to walk up to them and wait for the whole animation to finish. I know you didn't do it. This gives you growing marks. Wait for the whole thing to finish. Be patient. I'm gonna continue on. Catch up when you're done. This is a big one. Stuff will spawn out of this. I cannot remember how strong it is, so... Your lowest attack and just start spamming. Don't stand in front of me or next to me when I'm hitting, otherwise I accidentally will hit you. Come help. Help fast. And on the opposite corner and hit it. Keep hitting it till it's gone. We'll focus on whatever comes out. Free to hit it. Oh, we just gotta kill this one critter. Pull it for me. I'm almost out of stam. Look out, kind of like east, straight east, but there's also a landmark that we want to go to first. It's southeast of us. How debuffs work in Path of Titans is when you are moving, they last longer. When you are running, they last the longest. And when you are standing still, they last shorter. And when you are resting, they last shorter. And when you are even shorter than previously. And when you are full sleeping, they last the least amount of time. All debuffs work just like that. Yeah, you got growth from walking to that landmark that we just touched. How far are you into subadult? How many bars? Left. So you're full. On these beds, free growth and marks. It's just a sit. 15 seconds. Look out, not too far from here. The traits I take for that thing, there's a one that gives 25% stamina recovery when trotting. Trotting is when you're not sprinting and you're not crouched. That's your trot. We have two different types of trot. I do not know the default key for changing trot, but mine is Z. So when I press Z, you have a slow trot that makes almost no sound when you're moving, and you have a fast trot that makes a good amount of sound when you're moving. That's how you are in trot. Usually you just don't. You want to use the fastest moving trot. There's no reason to move slow on for a few select things in the game. So look out again. That's your trot that makes no sound. So like this is my full trot, this is my slow trot. Oh. Oh. In my Apex, you can notice the difference in sound. When you're a tier 3 and below, you don't really notice it too much. There's a lookout behind us. Go do it. Not to take fall damage. Running skydiver. Anyway, what I was gonna say is, things I run on that are the fast attack claw, and I run the charged claw. Quickly stack a 2.0 bleed, which means you hit them one time with the charge and 4 times with the small claw. Then I run the at nighttime, I run the one that looks like a little guy peeking through a bush, which that buff gives you 5% damage and 10% more bleed when it's nighttime. Right now it's night. The buff will go away when it's daytime, obviously. So you swap off to the other one that makes it so you do 10% more damage when you have hemorrhage applied to someone, which means you have to hit them with your own type of bleed attacks to get the buff. So one's good at day, one's good at night. Between those. And the other one, I take the sense that gives 25% stamina recovery when trotting. That's just a preference. I like stamina recovery because I usually play solo or a small group of like 1 or 2 people. Change my skills around. Over to East Passage and get a few more landmarks for you. There actually should be, pretty sure there's a landmark like right here. We walk across this. You get the landmark? I don't know when it appears. Get it? Oh, Grand Falls. You got it already, even if you're not typing? Alright, let's down to the East Passage. This is the blue lizard. Right here. Okay, right here. Hopefully it leaves me alone. This is a blue lizard. When you walk up to it and press your activate button, it'll give you a quest. The quest you're looking for are heart, eggs, and eyeball. Eyeball is from killing a player. Heart is from killing anything and just ripping a heart out of it. And eggs are from those nests that you were talking about before. So what you do is if you don't get the quest you like, you just walk up to it, you press R, you walk away, and then you look at it again. You walk away, and then you look at it again. You just keep getting rid of the quest over and over. I got an albino to do. I'm gonna go do that. Just keep resetting the quest to the blue lizard till you get eyeball, heart, or egg. Preferably egg, because we can do that. Do the, keep talking to him until you get the egg quest, like I said. You can go complete it over in East Passage. Facing a critter, so just wait over there while you figure out how to get the quests out of your menu. Open up your menu by pressing tab. The quest, roll the way down, get rid of the quest. Rinse and repeat until you get eggs. Get it out. Eating until I'm full, and then I'm coming. I head down into East Passage, so we're going back this way. So run back along the coast that you just ran along. Back to where you were standing before by the blue. We gotta go that way. Got my repair first, though. You actually do have the Rotten Egg quest. You'll see a red circle on your map, and it'll be like, this is where you go to get said thing. One was over in East Passage, the north end of it. The east end of it, near the rock maze. To the mall. How charge attacks work is you'll press the attack, you'll wait, and then you'll be able to do the full potential of the attack. But you can always activate it a bit early and do part of the potential. Usually how they work is they do their full damage regardless of how long they're charged. But the other effect will scale, so usually it's the status effect. But for some reason it doesn't say that that thing scales its bleed, so at any point you just do a 1.0 bleed. I think is in a way or something. I don't know what charging it does. Doesn't seem to increase the bleed at all. Anyway, there's another blue wizard here, so you can grab the heart or the eyeball quest from this one. Hearts are from killing other players. Hearts are from killing players and critters. You don't accidentally roll the egg quest twice, and then you can actually get 2 blue quests. Place is really easy to quest in. Everything's pretty close, you don't have to run far. You don't have to worry about the waystone being used, but... usually where I want to go. The questing is easy, and it's really easy to get marks that I can buy a skin I like. Here is another landmark. The Maw. This little cave. And, might be able to get the grassy quest again. You need to gather rocks. There's rocks right here. Gun growing. Nice. Yeah, I don't have chat to pop up automatically when people type because I find it extremely annoying. So, once in a while. If you retype something, I'm not going to see it. It doesn't pop up for me because I find that feature extremely annoying. Do you need marks to purchase any abilities? That'd probably be a good idea. Well, you'll keep questing so you can get all the abilities, and you can just try them all out and see what ones you like. As long as you pick something, it's better than nothing. That's all that matters, really, I guess. Yeah, the charged claw and the regular claw. That's what I was using. Detonate seems pretty good, but I think it's only really good when you have another bleeder in your party. The reason that you can continue questing is it'll give you permanent max HP increases. So you'll become tankier than you normally would if you just do quests. So that's a reason to continue completing quests and grinding marks. No reason otherwise. No needed. Oh, is there anything else you want to grow? Fall damage, brother. That's a nest right in front of you, yeah. You'll break it, and then you'll gather from it to get the rotten egg out of it. There should be 6 around here. Get your quest done. Well, let's go find something to hunt. I'm bored. Our way back down East Passage. Want my build back to be a bit more aquatic. we go to coastline, we're gonna go to mud flats. Aquatic, that's usually where I like to go. I got an anthill quest, and there's two anthills right in front of me, so I'm gonna do those real quick, and then we'll go down to East Passage. You can run ahead of me, go scout or something. You just go straight ahead and follow the edge of the cliff, and then go down. So northeast of where you're looking right now on the map. People? Alright. Go this way to get to them then. They can hear me running around up here. I'm extremely loud. I'll swap to my semi-aquatic build and fight both of them. Lead whatever's on land. Pick up whenever you're done doing whatever you're doing. Things. the bird. Chase him down. Die. Crow's suicided. Ramps on you? You spam spacebar to get rid of it. You don't want to deal with a ramp. You just want to leave those alone. Let's get these trophies and go to the home cave. Come on. We'll probably come back and revenge kill if we stick around, so move your ass. Good gathering bullshit. Keep up. Pick a trophy. Go take it to the home cave. I'm gonna take the hand-looking thing. I mean, the claw-looking thing, so... The rat's gonna try and steal the trophy because it sucks. Get out of my way. Go to the home cave. Turn these in before the rat tries and steals them. Walk up to the home cave and press the activate button to put the thing in and then claim the quest, and you'll have the trophy and you can put it at your nest whenever you go to build a nest. You can put it in the home cave. Also gives you 5% max HP and a shit ton of marks. This particular server, you get a bunch of marks. Normally, you just get like 300 marks and 5% max HP. And if you're below subadult, you'll get growth out of it. Below subadult, so it doesn't. I left the home cave if you want to keep playing, otherwise feel free to log out in the home cave. Flop Dino something else if you want to grow something else. yeah, growing a Rex is fucking painful. I know you're probably like a kid and you think Rexes are cool, but I'm gonna tell you, Rex is not good for new players, and you should not play it until you have a firm understanding of like precise movement mechanics, and stuff like that. It'll just be a miserable experience for you. Yeah, no. I would not grow an Apex until you have a firm understanding of what's going on in the game. I know it sounds cool and they look cool, and you're probably younger, so you think, ooh, big dinosaur, cool. But they're not easy to play. They actually take a lot more effort to play, and specifically to grow and then also be competent at them. And not just get killed and tail road to death by everything in the game. You can grow a Rex, I'll help you grow one. And you can spend time learning and fighting, and that's, I mean, trial by fire is the best way to learn, right? But I'm just letting you know that it's not going to be as satisfying as you think it will for the first, probably like 20 to 50 hours you're playing it. You're going to be like, man, I keep dying and I don't really know how to deal with being tail rode to death, which means tail riding is where someone's behind you and they just keep hitting you in the ass over and over and over until you die. You do have a tail attack and you can knock them off, but the tail attack has a cooldown. So how many times are you going to knock them off before you just die? My body, go away. Oh, you do like 2 damage. What do you mean? No water. Oh, I need to swap my build. I completely forgot. Let me do that real quick. Yeah. I'm just talking to myself because there's for one, I'm streaming, and for two, 4 flyers out there. Don't rest against flyers ever unless you like getting one shot. You can do like sit down resting like I was talking about. Never full rest. Also really easy for a flyer to hide its sound and just suddenly dive bomb you, especially a Thal. Good to respect it. If you want to grow a Rex, go ahead. But I'm just letting you know that it is punishing to play an Apex, especially one of the non-modded Apex on this server that has modded Apexes that are just extremely overpowered and do a lot of damage. Half health. Is that because of the previous fight? Oscar Rapper fighting you. You. Let's chill. I left the bodies for the Thal. Is it? I'm gonna take a like 20-minute break here. I'm gonna log out in the cave I like to log out in this area. Dash. it just deletes it from the game. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna log out. Been playing for a while. You can continue playing with that guy. Maybe you can grow a Rex with him. Yeah, I should probably put my ability back on before I forget. Logging out anyway. Moved it from the hotkeys. Out of date. Oh, there's an update? Oh, apparently there's an update. Thursday, like I said. I'm gonna end the stream here.